Hello, everybody. When you join, when you come on in, say hi. Guess we'll just wait a few minutes to see who's going to pop on. I'm hoping maybe this time I can actually get my live on my computer so I can read comments. Otherwise, I'll have to try and read it on my phone again. Well, welcome to Nana's Keepsakes. My name is Kim, and I am the owner and creator. Tonight we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm kind of excited. I got inspired by Carrie from Carrie's Wreath Creations. She had did a petal, and she named it the Charlotte petal. Now, I don't know, I'm going to put a disclaimer out there. I don't know if this petal was ever done. Hi, Nancy. I'm good tonight. How are you? I don't know if Carrie had ever, if anybody else had did this petal that Carrie did. But I just fell in love with it, and I thought it would look really awesome with the new recenter that I'm going to introduce. Hi, Bonnie. Thanks for joining. Also, I'm using horizontal stripe mesh. I have 3 colors. I have the red, the white, and the blue. So I'm kind of excited. It was a little bit stiffer to work with than poly burlap, but I think it'll be fine and work okay. So since people are joining, let's get started. So we'll start with making the petal. Again, I learned this from Carrie, from Carrie's Wreath Creations. She calls it the Charlotte petal. Now, somebody may have done this petal, I don't know, but I just thought it was really nice looking. Okay, so I'm using the blue horizontal wide stripe, and we're going to be using the small Unique in the Creek wreath board. As I always say on most of my lives since I've been doing this, I have an affiliate link with Unique in the Creek, so if you guys need some wreath boards, hi Lisa, you get 5% off. And so far it seems like Unique in the Creek is the only one that has this stuff. I've been checking other places and they seem to be all out. So the cool thing is you could kind of use the, hi Kim, hi Mindy. If you need to get a board and you need to get some mesh, it's kind of like a one-stop shop. All right, so let's get started. So we're going to do curl side up. I have my factory edge on my left side. Hopefully you guys can see okay. At the top, and my other factory edges at the bottom right. I'm going to take my top corner and I'm going to fold it down and make a triangle. Hi Janine. And I'm just going to press it out just like this. Then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my thumb on the corner, and I'm going to take my other finger and I'm just going to stretch the mesh. And the reason that you stretch the mesh is that because you want to get your imaginary line to be nice and straight. So then I'm going to take the left corner and I'm just going to follow that imaginary line down to the corner. Just like that. Hi Nancy. Then I'm going to take the right side and I'm going to follow right next to the left side. You want it budding. You don't want it overlapping whatsoever. So as you can see, both my points are down here at the bottom. Now I'm going to turn it sideways, and I just want to make sure that right here is going to be closed. That's going to be my top point of my petal. So just kind of pull it until you like it, kind of making sure it's closed. Kind of press your sides down, and then you're going to take the top, with me being left-handed, and you're going to fold it halfway and fold it again. Can you kind of see that where I just folded it over? Now you're looking at the petal upside down. And then what I'm going to do is on the other side, I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it to the middle and then fold it over so that they both meet. Just like that. And see how you got a really nice point? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it back on the board, because what I want to do is I want to cut about 3 inches off. So I'm going to measure 3 inches. So that means I'm going to cut this much off. And grab my scissors. Just going to cut that real quick. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of scrunch it together. Making sure that I still have those folds and that I have a good point. And then I'm just going to take a rubber band and I'm going to put it around. Excuse me. So it looks like this. And then I kind of want to make sure that my petals at least about 5.5 inches where I put that rubber band. Okay. So let's do it again. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. Are you guys seeing this all okay? Let me know if you can't see. I know it's really hard with me being left-handed. Maybe next time I'll put the camera on the other side. So again, we're doing it curl side up. I always turn so that my factory edge is at my left upper and at the bottom on my right. Now I'm going to take the top corner because I put it in a diamond shape. Hi Frida, you made it. Yay! And I'm going to bring it down to meet the other corner. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press it out. And then I'm going to put my thumb on this bottom corner. And I'm going to put it up at the top because what I want to do is I kind of want to stretch the mesh. Just like that. I'm just stretching it. And then I'm taking this left corner and I'm going to bring it down, kind of like an imaginary line, down to this corner. And if it goes past it, that's okay. And just kind of smooth it out. And now take your right side and go down that imaginary line. Don't overlap the first fold that you did. You just want to butt it together. Just like that. See how they're still butted together? And then what I like to do is I like to turn it and I kind of pull on the top because what I'm trying to do is I want to get where you see that opening, I kind of want to get it to close a little bit more. I don't want it to be so far open. And then I'm going to take my top corner, this piece right here, and I'm going to fold it to the middle. And then I'm going to fold it one more time. So that way it's meeting the middle, the center. And then I'm going to take this side and I'm going to meet it, go to the middle. Hi, Tammy. Thank you for coming. Hi, Sharon. First time watching from Nova Scotia. Well, welcome. You guys, everybody welcome Sharon. Hi, Rebecca. So now what we have is we have kind of reminds me of an envelope in a way, if that's an easy way at looking at this, where you got your two folds meeting towards the center, and then you got your top petal. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lay it on the board, because you want to take at least 3 inches off that bottom, because you don't need it. So I'm going to cut right there. So let me cut that real quick. Ow. And then you're just gonna scrunch it up at the bottom, so that way it looks like this. And one thing is to be careful with your scissors, because I just cut my finger. Ouch. Ow. And then I'm going to take a rubber band, and I'm just going to rubber band it. And I like to make sure that my petal's at least 5.5 inches. And there's your petal called a Charlotte. Oh. All right, so here we're using the small Unique in a Creek board. I loaded most of my board, but we have a few more, just for in case there's some people that haven't ever used a Unique in a Creek board and they don't know how to load it, because looking at all these holes in the board can be very overwhelming. Yes, I need a bandage. You saw that, huh? Sorry. Trying to hide it. Oh. So we're going to take our zip tie, and if anybody's never used a zip tie either, you want to make, there's a kind of a bumpy side and there's a flat side. You always want to make sure that the flat side is facing up towards the ceiling, okay? And what we're doing on this board is we're using every single hole on row 2. So we're going to go right in here into the first hole, and then we're going to come up, and you're just going to click it until you hear a little bit of that click. Let me get a couple more here. Again, we're using shared holes, so we're going to go into the same hole that I put that one in, and I'm going to come up into the next empty one. And we have 2 more. I never realized fingers could bleed that much. Yikes. And the last one, going into the shared hole. And up the other hole. And I'll show you what the back looks like, because we've used rows 2, 3, and 4, and we've used every single hole. And that's what it looks like. Oh, I missed one. Hold on. One more. See how I could tell that I missed one? Right here. So normally these are your normal holes right here, and then these are called your shared. The 2 holes that are real small together, those are called your normal holes. Yeah, I'm using those Heritage scissors. Man, they are sharp. All right, so let's get the last zip tie in and we'll start getting some petals on the board. I may have to get a bandage soon. Here it is. Okay, fine. I'll go get a Band-Aid. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Okay, one thing to put on the list is Band-Aids. Didn't have any, so we did the gauze and the tape. I'm good to go. My first aid kit for my craft. Yeah, I think I need one. Absolutely. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start putting these petals in. I am going to start with the blue. Doesn't matter where you start at the board. So let's get these in. Kind of pull it tight. Yeah, keep a Band-Aid. Yep, I agree. Right next. And then we're going to put the next one in. And we kind of want to make sure when we're putting our petals in that they're even. Because we don't want to have wonky petals. I have more in here. I kind of made my petals ahead of time. And what I did is, because I made these last night, I did put a clip on them just so my fold would stay kind of tight a little bit. Hi, Dorothy. Thanks for coming. So again, just kind of making sure that my petals are even. when we get to the next row. It's called the Charlotte petal. Carrie from Carrie's Wreath Creations. She did a tutorial on this petal, and she wasn't sure if anybody had ever done this petal before, so she decided to name it Charlotte. And I actually messaged her and asked her if she would mind if I showed this petal on my live, and she said that she had no problems whatsoever. So I was very thankful that she did allow me to do this petal. I just thought it was so different, you know, compared to the normal, the Rita petal, the Dean Michael petal, Star Trek, feather petal. And I don't know, something about this one just kind of caught my eye. I mean, look at how it's looking so far. Just kind of giving it, how many petals? There's going to be 16 on the outside. I believe it's 16 here and 8 here. I could be wrong, but I'll have to look it up. Nice band. Hi, Carissa. You guys, Carissa is my daughter. Chris, I didn't have any Band-Aids. You have to come over and bandage me up. I cut my finger with my scissors. That's my daughter. It's really different, yeah. Will I make another one? Yes, I am planning on making another one. In fact, this week, my husband is out of town till Thursday. So as a little treat, I am going live for the next 3 nights. And I am doing different things. Hi, Trisha. Please, yes, I definitely will make another petal. As soon as I get to the red, I will show how to do it again. Absolutely. So all you're going to do is just keep going around the board. I believe altogether I did 40 petals. Okay. Yes. He was driving up to New Richland, Carissa. So that way he could be there tomorrow morning to start work. I just talked to him right before I came live, and he still had like another half hour to go. And basically, you just want your petals to kind of butt up. And guys, I have a new center that I will be showcasing tonight too. I spent this weekend working on it. I have never seen it done. Oh, you're welcome, Nancy. I do have to thank Carrie, because she's the one that is allowing me to show you guys how to do this petal. And I'm just kind of making sure that my tips are lined up together. No, actually, I am using horizontal striped mesh. And so far, the only place that I've been able to find it is Unique in the Creek. Everybody else seems to be out of it right now. Hi, Melanie. Thank you for coming. Let's welcome Melanie. This is her first time. Yes, Karen, I am going to show how to do the petal again. Yes, the horizontal wide stripe mesh, which is very, very, very forgiving. It's a little bit stiffer. I did wood burn my pieces. They are, I cut my finger on my heritage scissors. They're naughty. Welcome, Nancy. Yes, this is your first time. Thank you so much for coming. So my pieces are cut because most of the horizontal wide stripe mesh is usually 10.5 inches wide. Hi, Madukes. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. Welcome. This is Madukes' first time watching also. Ella, yes, first time watching. Thank you so much for coming, you guys. So I cut my pieces 10.5 by 10.5. So that way you have a perfect square when you go to make this petal. Guys, I didn't realize how many, it seems like forever putting these petals in. Faye, thank you so much. Welcome. Is it Leanne? Leanne, thank you so much for coming. And Deanna. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Nellie. First time watching. Wow, guys, thank you so much. I so appreciate that. So we just got a few more. Again, this is a new petal that I saw Carrie from Carrie's Wreath Creations. She wasn't sure if anybody had ever. Welcome, Lynn. Thank you so much. And Lori. Wow, you guys. I so appreciate everybody coming in to watch. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, she did a tutorial on this petal. She didn't know if anybody had done it yet, so she named it the Charlotte petal. This is what we got so far. Mary, my daughter and I, we are in West Dallas. We are not too far from you at all. Again, I'm using the horizontal wide stripe mesh. I cut my pieces at 10.5 by 10.5 because horizontal is usually 10.5 inches wide. And I believe I did 6, 8, 10, Julie, how many petals did I say that I used on the blue? I think it's more than 16, guys. Sorry. It might be 24. I know I didn't use a whole roll of mesh. And I was going to have notes, and of course, I didn't have notes. You just want to make sure that your tips are all even, and just kind of make sure that your sides are just butting up against one another. Hi, Dawn. Nope, you haven't missed. I'm gonna just trying to get these last few petals on, and then I can show you guys how to do the petal again. As long as I don't cut myself again. Three more. And I'm using the Unique in the Creek small flower board. I'm using rows 2, 3, and 4. And I am not only using the shared holes, but also the normal holes. So you'll use every single hole on those 3 rows. Gets a little bit tight when you get towards the end. sorry, that's Kylie. Just kind of move it over, squeeze it in. All right, this is what we have so far, guys. Thank you, Julie. And this is what your back looks like. When I talk about using every single hole, you're using not only the normal hole, but you're also using your shared holes. Same with on row 3 and also on row 4. All right, so let's show how to do the petal again. So I am using the red horizontal wide stripe mesh. My pieces are cut at 10.5 by 10.5. I'm gonna do curl side up in a diamond shape. I always have my factory edge at my left and the other factory edge towards the right. Hi, Sandy. Thank you so much for joining. You like the navy blue? Yeah, I do too. Okay, so I'm going to grab my top and I'm going to bring it down to the bottom. And I'm just going to press out my fabric. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my thumb on this corner and I'm going to put my finger up towards the top where I kind of want to imagine a line going up there. And I'm just going to pull it up. Just like that. Just kind of pull the mesh up a little bit. And then I'm going to take the left side and I'm going to bring it down to meet the corner. It's probably not going to line up here. And more than likely, this corner, sorry guys, Carrie, is going to go past your corner. But that's okay. That's perfectly fine. And then just kind of press it out. And then you're going to take your right side and you're going to bring it down to meet the other side. You do not want to overlap. The only thing you want to do is kind of have it butt up together. Kind of like that, where you can see where they're buttoned up. They're not overlapping whatsoever. And then I just kind of face it sideways. And what I want to do is, because I had that little bit of an opening, I kind of want to pull it until somewhat of that hole is covered by pulling the mesh together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, from this side right here, I'm going to grab that corner, this one right here. I'm going to bring it to the middle, just like that. And then I'm going to fold it over one more time so that way it meets where those two pieces met originally. Hi, Nancy. Thanks so much for coming. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to take this corner right here, this little fold. We're going to go to the middle. And then we're going to fold it over again. So now it looks like this. Make sense? And then I'm going to lay it back on the board. And from where this end is right here, I want to go 3 inches. And that's where I'm going to cut all that off. You don't need it. So right here is where I'm going to cut. I'm going to attempt to cut. Okay, and then from there, I'm just going to scrunch the bottom together. Like that. And there's your petal. Your Charlotte petal. Regular will not fold right. It stretches. This stuff? Or you're talking about regular deco mesh? No, it's the white, the horizontal white stripe. Which one are you talking about, Frida? You're very welcome, Dawn and Trisha. I'll show it again. Thanks, Melanie. So let's get, let's do another one right away. Would that work with all mesh? I don't know if it will work with the deco mesh. I don't see why not. I mean, deco mesh does have a little bit of play in it. Guess I'll have to try it. I know Carrie used poly burlap, and I had this wide stripe because I just love it. I heat sealed or wood burn all my edges, and I never have to worry about it fraying. Regular mesh. Yeah, Frida, this stuff, I just love this stuff. It wood burns real easy. I've even sometimes I've gotten lazy and I didn't feel like wood burning. And I actually took a pair of scissors and went, you know, in between these lines right here. And I still didn't have to worry about it fraying. I am thinking that it's 24 for this row, 16 and 8, if I'm not mistaken. I hope that I counted it right. Okay, again, curl side up in a triangle or in a diamond shape, factory edge to my left and to my right. I am going to take my upper corner and fold it down to my bottom. Just like that, just kind of press it out. And then I'm going to take my thumb and put it right on that corner. And then I'm going to take my finger and put it up at the top, kind of like that imaginary line going up, and just stretch it out. And then I'm going to take my left side and I'm going to have it go right down that imaginary line to the corner. And it's going to go past the corner here. It probably won't line up here. That is okay. And then you're going to take your right side and you're going to go down alongside of your left that you just brought down. Do not overlap it. Just have it where it butts up together. Just like that. Carrie and Loki. Then what I like to do is kind of pull on this top, because as you can kind of see, there's a little bit of a hole. I kind of want to get that closed, and in order to get it closed, I found by pulling on the top, kind of close the hole to make that petal look more pointy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this side and I'm going to fold it to the middle, and then I'm going to fold it again. So just fold it again. Just like that. Here's your center where you brought the two pieces down, and now you just folded this to make that fold. And now I'm going to take this side, fold it to the middle, and fold it over. Kind of reminds me of an envelope that I have right now. And then I'm going to turn it, and I want to cut 3 inches off because that's all wasted. And then just rubber band it. The growling, I know, Carissa. Loki as being the instigator tonight. And then just kind of play with your petal a little bit. Just kind of pull it. And there is your Charlotte petal. Thank you, Carrie. Yeah, it is a pretty petal, isn't it? I don't know, something about it that just kind of drew my eye to it. All right, so now we're going to go on to row 3. Again, we're using not only the normal hole, but the sheer holes. And this row is 16 petals, I believe. So we're just going to stick them in. And this should go pretty fast. Again, you kind of want to make sure that your tips are lining up. Yeah, it's a petal that does seem to hold its shape. I agree, Julie. And as you can kind of tell, just by the 2 petals that I put down so far, they're kind of going in between the 2 blue, which is kind of cool looking, which I want. That's what I wanted it to look like. Thanks, Dorothy. They kind of look like bunny ears. Yeah, kind of, sort of, don't they? Looks like a lot of petals, but it really doesn't take that long to make them once you start folding. Sorry, they were kind of overlapping. My OCD was kind of getting in the way. Sorry about that. Julie, aren't I supposed to be putting white? The ring and the mesh from... Yes, Julie, can you put in Unique in a Creek? Okay, so actually, see, this is what's nice about using zip ties. If you make a mistake, you can always just cut your zip ties. We're actually supposed to be using white. Yep, white. Yep. Deco poly mesh works better, but not as well as what you are using. Julie, can you pin my affiliate link for Unique in the Creek? If you go ahead and put down Unique in the Creek, I can pin it on here. Kind of like the red up against the blue. It looked pretty cool, but yeah, it's supposed to be white. So that, again, this row is 16 petals of the white. And it goes pretty fast once you have your petals made. Thank you. Appreciate it, Sharon. Even with my two boo-boos. Anybody have any questions so far? So this is what we have so far. I just got to put a couple pipe cleaners in. I mean, not pipe cleaners, sorry, zip ties, where I had made a mistake. So I'm just going to go into not only the regular holes, but also the share holes. Always make sure that your zip tie, the flat side is facing up. Yes, 12 on the center is right. I think I would have learned by now to have notes always next to me like Julie does. She has notes for everything. Two more zip ties, and I'm using 6-inch zip ties. Bye, Kim. Thanks so much for coming. I appreciate it. They seem to, especially when you're going into some of the shared holes, they're a little bit spaced apart. So the 6-inch seems to be perfect rather than the 4-inch. All right, let's get the rest of these white ones in. I'll have to make 2 white petals, and then the last row will be the red petals. Yes. Hi, Suzanne. Thanks so much for coming. Yes, I have to make 2 more whites. Absolutely. Thanks, Nancy. So I have 3 more whites right here, and then I have to make 2 more whites. So then that way anybody who came in late, they can see how I did this petal. I know, right, Brenda? I'm telling you, like I said, when I saw this petal, I just fell in love. I have an idea for so many different color combinations to do that I thought would be fun. Okay, last one of the white, and then I can show you how we did it. What did I do with my finger, Nancy? I cut my finger with my Heritage scissors when I first came on here. I didn't have any Band-Aids, so I had to gauze it and tape it. So this is what we got so far, guys. What do you think? Isn't that just like is a wow? I just love this petal. Okay, so I got 2 more whites left. So we're gonna do, my pieces are cut at 10.5 by 10.5. Thank you, guys. Is that the petal that you use for the dragon wreath? I don't think so. I think they use, wonder if they do the pinwheel petal, maybe? I'm not sure. You saw them watching me? That would be good on the character board. Yes, I do want to do a character board too. Absolutely. Okay, so we have 10.5 by 10.5. This is horizontal wide strip mesh. I'm going to curl side up. I'm going to put it into a diamond. My factory is up at the left and at the bottom right. I'm going to take my top corner and bring it down to the bottom, and I'm just gonna press it out just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my thumb on the corner, and I'm going to put my finger up at the top because I want to have that imaginary line coming down, and I'm just going to stretch the mesh a little bit. I'm going to take the left side, and I'm going to bring it down along that imaginary line. Your side will probably not line up together. That's okay. This corner will probably overlap that first corner. That's okay. I'm such an inspiration. Oh, thank you. Then you're going to take your right side and you're going to bring that down alongside of your left. Do not overlap whatsoever. You just want to kind of butt it up together. Just like that, where there's each side and they're just buttoned up together. Yes, the mesh is cut at 10.5 by 10.5. And then I turn it to the side with me being left-handed. And then what I like to do, because you guys saw that gap up at the top, I want to try and bring it a little bit closer together, so that way my petal will look more like a point. So you just kind of pull on it until you like it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the top corner here, you're going to fold it over halfway, and then you're going to fold it over again to your center. Okay? So fold halfway, fold again. So you have this so far. Then you're going to take the other side, you're going to fold it halfway, and then you're going to fold it over again. So it looks like an envelope almost, where you got your top and there's your bottom. And then I like to lay it on the board because where my tails are right here, my ends, I want to go up 3 inches, and that's where I'm going to cut my mesh, because you don't need that. It's wasted. So I'm going to cut that much off. And then all I'm going to do is just gather the bottom. So it looks like that. And then what I do is, because a lot of times I like to make my petals ahead of time, I just use the Dollar Tree rubber bands that you can buy from there. I just wrap it around the bottom. And then I just kind of pull on my petal a little bit until I get it where I like it. And that's it. All right, so here's another white we have left. You want me? Yeah, we have to do this one, sorry. So again, curl side up, diamond shape, factory edge to the left and to the right. I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to bring it down. to the other corner. And just kind of press out your mesh. Just like that. Thanks, Nancy. I appreciate it. So now I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to put it on this corner. And then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to put it up at the top, because what I want to do is I want to have that imaginary line that's coming down my mesh. And I'm going to pull it up a little bit, stretch it out. And then I'm going to take my left side and I'm going to come down on that imaginary line down past that corner. It's not going to line up here, and that's okay. And then I'm going to take my right side and I'm also going to follow that imaginary line down to the corner. Don't overlap them. Just have them butt up. Okay? So here's your one side and there's your other side. You just want them to butt up together. And then here's the bottom and here's your back. So you can tell that these pieces are going past it. That is fine. Now I like to turn it sideways, and then because there's that little bit of a gap up at the top, I kind of like to pull the mesh because I want it to be closed, because I want to have more of a point on my petal. So just pull it. Believe it or not, the mesh will stretch. And now what I want to do is I want to take this top corner and I want to fold it to the center, and then I'm going to fold it to the other center. Thanks, Carla. Appreciate it, you guys. So now you have your first fold where I folded it to the center and then I folded it over again. And now I'm going to do this side where I'm folding it to my center right here. And then I'm taking that and I'm folding it over again. So now it kind of looks like an envelope in a way, I think. There's your bottom and there's your top. And you can keep pulling on it until you get that to close a little bit and more of a point. And now what you want to do is you want to cut off 3 inches of the bottom tails. You don't need that. So just lay it on your board, figure out where your 3 inches is, which is about right there. And you're just going to cut that off. And then you're just going to scrunch it together to form your petal, just like that. Go, Mom. Thanks, Kay. Hey, Carissa, you want to make a wreath? And then I'm just going to put a piece of rubber band around the bottom, just like this. And my petal, from the point to where I put that rubber band, is about 5.5 inches. Thank you, Brenda. You do want to make a wreath with me, Kay? Oh my gosh. Well, let me know what colors. We'll make a wreath. You guys, my daughter has never wanted to do anything crafty with me. And the fact that she wants to do this is really cool. Okay, so let's get the last 2 white petals in. I don't have patience, but I make it look easy. See? Chris, anybody can do it. Ask these ladies. Most of them are probably, or all of them are probably wreath makers. Okay, so, and Julie reminded me. So on Carrie's original wreath, she had put only 8 petals in the center. I didn't like it. And I felt like there was too much of a gap. So what I'm going to do is, I'll turn it this way. In the center, you have your normal holes, which is right here. They're kind of, the holes are kind of close together. And then right next to it, you have your shared holes where they're a little bit wider. In those shared holes, I am going to put 2 petals in there. So that's why instead of only 8 going around, I'm actually going to have 12. Okay? So, and at first it looks like you have to kind of look to find the skinny holes where it's the normal. But that's where I'm just going to put 1 in here. I hope you do, Carla, try it. I really do. I think you're going to absolutely love it. Okay, so then in the shared hole, and sometimes what I do when I have to share something, sometimes I'll put the rubber band around those 2 pieces, but I'm not going to tonight. I'm just going to put them in and just make it work. So I'm just kind of sticking them in, kind of making them fit, still making sure that my tips are lined up. You have to kind of play with it. But I just knew by putting the extra pieces in there was going to fill up that center. Like that. No, this is the small, Carla, the small Uniquely Creek wreath board. All right, so then in the next one is going to be just 1 petal. In the shared hole, I'm going to put 2 petals in there. Like I said, you have to kind of work it a little bit, or you could put a rubber band around the 2 petals, which would make it a little bit easier to get them in. And I'm still making sure that my tips are lined up. You have to play with it a little bit, but I promise you, by playing with it to get it in, it'll definitely, the look will be worth it. I'm going to do one petal here. Thanks, Julie. Now we're going to do, in the shared hole, we're going to add 2 in here. if for some reason too, if you guys are, if when you're putting these petals in, especially in the center, if you're noticing that the fold is maybe coming up just a little bit, put a spot of glue. Nobody's going to see it. Bella's, hey Bella. So it does get pretty tight in here. But I think the final look is going to be worth it. So now the last two. And just on a few of these, I can kind of tell when I zip tied them in, I didn't zip tie them further enough. So I will be probably adding just a little bit of glue just to kind of keep that fold down. And put that one right in next to it. Just kind of button all the petals up together. Quiet, Kylie. Oops. And this is what we have. So you can kind of see where it just seems like putting the 12 petals in just really kind of filled it out. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Ella. All right. So from this, I designed a brand new center. Are you ready for the center? Thank you. Thank you, guys. Here is the center. It is a quilted ornament that I created. So let's get it in our wreath to see what it's going to look like. The only thing I need to do is find out which is the top of my board. And as you can see, right here, they have these two holes that are kind of indented. I don't usually use those. I usually do these ones right here. And if you don't want to use pipe cleaner, you can just use a zip tie. Just stick it in into the, down the hole, up the next one, and just zip tie until you hear it click. And there, and that's how you can hang your wreath if you want. Or you can use pipe cleaners, or some people, yeah, wouldn't that be beautiful as a poinsettia? Oh my gosh, yes. That is a quilted ornament, half of one that I designed. I hadn't seen anybody come up with this, so this weekend I worked on designing this. This is 4.5 inches. Okay, so there's my top. So I'm just going to put it in two of the holes going across. Bring it around to the back. Twist it. there she be. Can you see that? Thanks, guys. I am planning on trying to make a 4-inch one and even do a 3-inch. I'm not sure about the 5-inch, but thank you, thank you. So I will have centers for sale. It's going to take me a little bit because they do take a little bit to make the there's a lot of pins. I have to get one of those thimbles because my fingers are a little sore pushing in all these pins. But if you are interested in a center, just the center, you don't want the wreath and all that, send me a message. Let me know what colors you're thinking of, and I would love, love, love to customize a center for you. Thank you. Do I sell? I will be selling rope centers too. I got to get some made. Absolutely. And it all depends on what size people want. You know, if they want the 5-inch or they want the 4 or the 3, just let me know. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. I had never seen this center, and I don't know, I just thought it would go perfectly with this wreath, and that's why I designed it. And I'm thinking about buying some of that Scotch Guard to spray over it. I don't know if I would definitely put it outside in the weather, but you could for sure, you know, put it on your door, underneath the porch, or your inside door, dorm room. If you have a family member that's in a residence, a facility, absolutely. So this is the Charlotte Petal with the quilted center. Thank you, Madukes, appreciate that. Christine, Esther, Carla, I really, really, oh my gosh, hi Lori, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. Lori, I made the center. It's quilted, my own. Yes, I would hang it on the inside of my door, absolutely, that's what I want to do. Where did Sonia, I actually bought the mesh from Unique in the Creek. So I have an affiliate link at the top of my page. If you need boards, you get 5% off your boards. And if you need mesh, ribbons, signs, vinyls, you name it, go to Unique in the Creek. They have it. And to be quite honest, Unique in the Creek right now is the only place that has this mesh. I have not been able to find it any other place. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Terry. And here's what the back looks like. And I will finish this off. And what I would do is I would twist the pipe cleaner. Let me lay that down. I'm going to cut some of my pipe cleaner off. And you just put it back into your board. And then, like Lori always says, if you have a business card or a sticker, thank you, Lori, I appreciate that. The mesh is the horizontal wide stripe, and Unique in the Creek does have like so many colors, is unbelievable. No, it's not fabric mesh. So then I would put my business card that way. If somebody next year is looking for a wreath and they're like, oh, I don't remember who made that wreath, they can look on the back and my business card would be there, and they can call me and have me customize a wreath for them. But there you go. And Lori is right. The wide stripe mesh, the horizontal, is so much less than if you were to buy poly burlap. Poly burlap now, I believe, is up to $12, $13, $14 for a skein. This, if I'm not mistaken, Laura, you could probably correct me, I believe it's under $6 for a roll of mesh. 10 yards, 10.5 inches wide. It's wonderful. It frays less. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, they're going to have new colors for fall and Christmas. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Kathy, I think I believe it's under $6. Yep. Lori just said $5.90. And I use a wood burner, and I never have to worry about it fraying whatsoever. It's wonderful stuff. It's a little bit stiffer than your poly burlap, but I mean, as you can see, I mean, my petals are pretty much staying there. They're not moving. Yes, and the center was made with motif fabric. If anybody knows anything about fabric, I didn't know anything about it until Julie told me about it. So, any other questions does anybody have? I so appreciate, yeah, I think it's better than poly too. I agree. I appreciate everybody that came on tonight. Sorry I had the little mishap, but I plan on going live not only tomorrow night. Thank you, Danilan, but also Wednesday night. I have some new things, a couple new centers I'm going to be showcasing as well. If you guys wouldn't mind following me, flutter me out there. Even I'm on YouTube. If you'd like to follow me on YouTube, that would be great. I would so appreciate it. So, love the petal, no grays to show up. Love the petal, no grays. Oh, phrase to show up. Exactly. I agree, Nancy. What am I selling? The quilted center, this one, since it's 4.5 inches, I was going to sell it for $20. And the wreath with the quilted center is $65. I will get that up on my Etsy page tonight. Yeah. Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate it. Thanks, Dorothy. Yes. 65 finish. It is available if anybody is interested. And I would be able to ship that out right away for you. All right, ladies, if there aren't any more questions, I hope that you can join me tomorrow evening. That one, I am doing not only but a reverse Star Trek, but I also am doing a regular Star Trek petal with a brand new center. So, oh yeah, giveaway. So, Julie said that what would be really cool is if I'm at like 435 trying to get to 500, have a giveaway Wednesday evening. So, and for whoever the winner would be, they would have their choice of colors for a quilted center to be specially made for them. So all you have to do is just comment on here and we will put your name on the wheel. If you showed up tonight, you show up Tuesday night and Wednesday night, your name will go on the wheel 3 times. Okay? And then we'll spin the wheel and see who the winner is of one of my centers. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are inspired. I hope you loved what you saw. If you guys do decide to try out this petal, send me a message. I would love, love, love to see it. All right. Thank you again. You guys all stay blessed. See you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, Ella. Appreciate it. Susan, yes. My Etsy page. It is Nana's Keepsakes by Kim. That's, I believe, also pinned at the top of my page. Thank you. Bye, you guys. Have a nice evening.